Hey everyone, how are you today? It is a gorgeous South Florida day. Oh, there we go. I got the fun filter on. So, one of the things that I've been wanting to do consistently since last year is to come live with businesses, local businesses here in our beautiful area. Boca Raton, Delray Beach, Boynton, Deerfield Beach, Lighthouse Point, all of the fun places that we like to hang out at. And so I reached out to my friend Danielle Rosse, who owns Oceans 234, which, by the way, is one of our favorite restaurants. Kylie and Allie and I, it's our go-to when we have friends in town, we have family in town, or if we just want a girls' day date, because my girls are millennials and I just absolutely love hanging out with them. And so Danielle's going to be jumping on here in a few minutes, and we're going to talk a little bit about her restaurant business, being a woman in business, womanpreneur, and a little bit about how she majorly pivoted during this particular time, which was huge, by the way. If you don't know where Oceans 234 is, it is right on the beach in Deerfield near the pier, just north of the pier. I have to get my directions right. And so it is pretty darn cool. So we're going to jump on here. So Boca is a lifestyle blog here in beautiful Boca Raton, if you do not know. I'm also a real estate agent with Remax Services, and I blended the two together because I've been here for over 40 years. I went to high school here, met my husband here, raised my family here, and moved here when I was 15. And so I'm a huge fan of sharing entrepreneurial stories, supporting our local small businesses here. And I love what Danielle's done with her business. So I see her on here. So I'm going to add her on here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Do you like my fake library backdrop?
Oh, that's fake. I thought you read all those books.
Are you kidding me? Amazon. Isn't that great though? During
That
this
is
damn
great.
pandemic, I was like, I better up my game with my freaking background, at my
I
house.
love that. I
Terrible,
haven't
right?
seen that. I should have known they sell everything.
They sell everything. I've got a green screen over there that replaces this too. So there you go.
Oh, that's
Thank
awesome.
you so much for coming on today. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. I was telling Kylie and Allie, I go, oh, Danielle's coming on from Oceans 234. And they're like, oh, tell her our favorite foods are sushi, the lollipop chicken, the lollipop chicken
Chicken wings, yeah.
wings. Oh my God. And I just said to anybody who's watching this, I said, whenever we have friends in town, family, or we want a girls' day date, we come to Oceans 234 in Deerfield. So, we're big
Right.
fans. So there you go.
Love it. Thank you guys. Thanks for the support. Thanks for having me on. Tell the girls I said hi.
I will. Well, one of the things I want to do is just talk a little bit about, you have an award-winning restaurant, and it is a beautiful restaurant. The location is crazy good, but you also have amazing, amazing food. And we're foodies. We love a great meal. And so maybe just share a little bit with who's ever tuning in today, because we're going to be sharing this on YouTube and other places, a little bit about Oceans 234 and how you kind of segued into that from, your previous business. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Oceans, because you are a community activist too. You are really involved in the community and giving back. And then you really did a major pivot during COVID, huge.
Yeah, no, it's been super interesting. We've been in lots of new little businesses, it feels like, within within the restaurant business since this all
Right.
started. So I've been at Oceans for 20 years at that location. We're right on the beach, and we're loving this beautiful weather we have right now, and
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity for people to get outdoors. Many people have been cooped up, so we're happy to have a large patio for social distancing and open air right now. But it's been an interesting year for sure. We closed down on March 19th, like many people. And our first move was we realized there was no food on the shelves in the grocery store. And it was like the weirdest feeling. You know, you
Yeah.
sometimes you see that in a hurricane, but not like at this level. And I came back to my restaurant and I'm talking to my supplier and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe there's no food on the shelves. And he goes, yeah, and I have all this food and I have no one to sell it to because the supply chains are different. And
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of where our idea came from. And literally overnight, we stayed up all night, built out our website, and put together a grocery store and delivered directly to people's doors. And we did that for about 6 or 8 weeks. It was great. It was kept you know, some jobs in house for us and also supplied a service that many of our guests needed.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Well,
And then
I think it's interesting because, you know, one of the things that has come out of this is having to pivot, whether we like it or not. Pivoting, which could mean learning how to jump on a Zoom call,
yeah,
or how to do an interview on Instagram, or starting a podcast, something that's going to amplify your business and keep you relevant, right?
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's funny because everybody uses the word pivot, and now you know, it's just I'm starting to just say adapt. I'm adapting
I
to the
like
needs
that
of our
better.
guests. I'm adapting to the needs of our team, because every day what people need is changing based on what the rules are, the guidelines are, their comfort level, their personal belief system, like whatever it is. And we've got to adapt to that every single day,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
agree. I absolutely agree. And you've done a marvelous job at that, as well as sharing your journey, which I'm sure inspired many other restaurateurs and small business owners to think outside of the box
Right.
during this time frame, because even in real estate, we had to think outside the box. Like, how are we going to show property if we can't actually show
Right.
property?
Yeah, exactly. How does that happen?
How does that happen? Um,
Absolutely.
so yeah, and I think I was watching something else that you're on, and you talked about the takeout piece, which I think a lot of people really don't have a handle on, understanding that that doesn't always work terribly well for a restaurant.
Yeah, so and that's really what kind of started the whole grocery thing is I knew that I wouldn't do well in that space. I don't do well on it in a normal environment, so I'm certainly wasn't going to do well in it in a COVID environment. So you know, that it's not for everyone, and the people who do that on a normal basis and do it well, it's fabulous. But for us, it wasn't going to work. So
Right.
we did the grocery, and then the second thing that we did was we picked up a contract with the school system, and we put out. I think it was 500,000 meals between for kids for breakfast and lunch between June to the end of August,
That's
and
fantastic.
we're able to provide that for the school system. So you know, there's a couple of things that, again, like I said, that we saw the needs in the community, we saw the needs of
Yeah.
our guests, and we were able to adapt to that.
Yeah. Now you're a mom too. You have a daughter, right? Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said, you're also a mom.
Yeah. So there's the homeschool thing that's been going on.
Oh
So
boy.
that's been fun. Yeah. Um, I luckily have a very self-sufficient 11-year-old, and she's been great through all this. But it's difficult when you're, you know,
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out that, and you've got to leave them because you got to go to work, and
Right.
there's a lot that goes along with that. And you know, and they're isolated, they're home alone. She's
Yeah.
starting to go back to school now, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole other conversation. I
Hmm.
know. And I have millennials, and for whether they're 11, 18, 25, 30, like my girls, it's been a transition for them. And
Hmm.
we've had these conversations about, well, okay, Kylie's furloughed right now. She's not
Yeah.
flying, right? Allie's a wedding photographer, engagement photographer. Well, her shift was, let me work with brands. Kylie's shift was, let me work with a brand that's in our family and start working on the social media. So it was, like you said, adapt, because I honestly hate that word pivot. There's a
Hmm.
few words from 2020 I hope I kick to the curb and
Yeah.
never hear again.
Yeah.
That would be one of them.
Yep.
Scale's another one that I hate, but that's a whole other conversation. But with that being said, so here we are. It's now, as of this interview, December, which is here in South Florida. this is our season. And obviously, our state is open for business.
Yeah.
So, but what you've done, and I remember as soon as the restaurants we were open in Broward, your restaurant was the first restaurant I came to, and I met Scott Eddy there.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if I'm going anywhere, I'm going to her restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
But now here we are. So where are we at now as far as what's going on with Oceans? And what tips might you have for other small business owners and maybe other restaurateurs that are dealing with some of the same things you're dealing with, not just here, but anywhere?
Yeah, so we've been fortunate because we do have such a large outside patio. And I'll tell you, I mean, I sometimes feel guilty because, you know, we've got traffic, we have people coming in.
Right.
But as we come into season, you know, I'm curious to see if those volumes will actually be there like a normal season.
Yeah. It'll be
Um,
interesting.
yeah, but you know what? We've all changed how we do business. We've obviously gotten, you know, sharpened our pencils and on our budgets, and you know we can continue to get through this, just like we have some of the things in the last 20 years that we've had to get through. So
Yeah, totally. And so some of the things that you guys offer at Oceans, you have a happy hour. Is that going on now that you have
so
happy hours?
we actually are starting our new happy hour in January, right after the holidays.
Okay,
And we're going to be launching it then. So that's coming soon. Uh,
cool.
so all new format for that. So we're excited for that. We have our winter menu rolling out in I think about 2 weeks. A couple new seasonal dishes, and we have new specials every single week. So we're back to our full menu too. We had kind
Okay,
of a little bit of a revised menu when we reopened to get situated, but now we're back to our full menu and full
awesome.
offering. And that's it. You just every day you just got to keep looking ahead and keep going. And I know like in quarantine, I just didn't want to stop moving.
No,
Because when there was opportunities that arose, we were ready and able to do those things. And had we, you know, closed up shop, we wouldn't have been able to do those things. So.
right. Well, and so one of the things too that you've always been involved in is, you know, there's always South Florida is known for like this food mecca of, you know, food events, the South Beach Food and Wine Festival. We've got Boca Bacanal. We've got all of these things here. So obviously a lot of this got put on hold.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe by May or June, we're going to start seeing some of this ramp up. What are your thoughts of trends now moving forward into 2021 and 2022 in the restaurant business and what you're doing?
Um, it's just interesting because, you know, everybody's, you know, level of confidence in going out has changed. What people expect when they go out is different for every single person. So when all this kind of settles down, it'll be really interesting to see, you know, how normal things go
Mm-hmm.
back, or if people kind of say, you know, this is how we're going to dine now. This is how we want to be when we go out. We want the space to be secluded. We don't want a big social setting.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things that we're just going to have to kind of keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's true. Now, I know one of the cool things about Danielle, she's such a giving person. She gives throughout the community. What nonprofits are you involved in? And can you share that a little bit with people that are tuning in?
Yeah. So, you know, locally, as you know, we do a ton with Habitat for Humanity and Women in Distress. And, but this summer we worked really closely with Four Roots out of Orlando and with Feed the Need. And that was the school program that I talked about
Mm-hmm.
earlier. And they have just been absolutely amazing with that initiative. And so we'll just continue to keep giving to, you know, the programs that we work with. And we're starting to see some things come online. And you know, as the opportunities arise and we can get involved, we certainly will.
Right. So one of the things that happened when I started Soboka back in 2017 is Danielle reached out to me and she said, "You should come and check out our new
Yeah.
tasting menu." And it was like, "Oh my
That
God,
was
this is fantastic."
2015, right? After the renovation?
I think it was like I started Soboka in like 2017.
Nice.
So I think it was that summer. And so Kylie and Allie and I came and we had the best time. And you had the frozen rosé.
Yes.
We
Yes.
never forgot that. And it's one of my highest performing YouTube videos, believe it or not, on the So Boca Michele Bellisari YouTube channel, which is great. I hope it drives something to you guys, at least when people watch it. But what in the foodie world, what are you seeing bubbling up as far as what people really are trending towards as far as maybe a cocktail, drink, or food?
Yeah. So it's interesting. The last 2 years we've really worked hard on our cocktail list, and we've got some amazing new craft cocktails. Our beverage director, Kimberly, worked really hard on that. And we've also gotten a Wine Spectator Award for 3 years in a row. So those are two
Oh,
things
that's
that
fantastic.
since that visit that you were in, that we've really elevated and we're super proud of. Some of our new cocktails, we've got one called Strawberry Fields. That's my favorite. You there? I thought I
Yep.
lost you for a minute.
Yep.
With fresh strawberries and fresh lime juice and basil, and it's just amazing. So knowing the three of you, that's going to be your cocktail when you guys come in.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, maybe we'll have to put our heads together and talk to you about a Soboka cocktail.
There you go.
Have to be pink though. So, well, it could
Oh,
be
right.
pink or turquoise or yellow. That'd be fun.
That's awesome.
So that's cool. And for the Wine Spectator piece, that's awesome. Congratulations, on that. Um, as far as women in business, um, what have been like your biggest takeaways this year being a female in this world of, restaurants, food that you could share?
I don't know if it's so much just about being a female, but about being a business owner and just realizing, how much you have on your shoulders, and you just have to take every single day in stride. If you
Right,
stop and you take a look at like everything going on, you kind of can get overwhelmed, and you just have to say, what do I do today? How do I get through
right,
today? And what are the challenges today to move ahead? Um,
right.
if not, it's just, it can be overwhelming. And you skip some of the points that you have to work on. So
Right, exactly. So I always do a little quick rapid fire, and
sure.
this ends up being on the podcast and all over the place. So a couple quick questions for you. What's your favorite food?
Oh crap.
Ah, it can be more than
Italian.
one. It can be more than one.
Italian, and I don't even serve Italian.
Italian. Oh my God, that is so funny. Okay, so
Yeah.
Italian, it's something in particular? Because my husband's
Um,
Italian.
oh yeah. I actually
Yeah.
love a good lasagna.
Yeah, me too.
Probably really high up there. I don't want to say pizza because that's so cliche, but pizza, and then my favorite dish would probably be lasagna.
I love lasagna. We like a good lasagna.
Yeah.
If you could break bread, like celebrity wise,
Oh,
with anyone dead or alive, who would it be? I know where it would be at because I'm
yeah.
assuming your restaurant.
My place.
Who would it be with, and why?
Honestly, I think it might be Tony Robbins.
Oh, that's
I think
awesome.
not only is he an amazing human being, but he's incredibly intelligent. So I think that level of, having a conversation with him would be like off the charts.
Off the charts. I love,
Yeah.
love, love that. Love, love, love that. Um, moving forward, and obviously we're doing this interview in December. I think you have some holiday hours. You are open almost
We are.
all the time.
Yeah, we're open every day, 365. So we'll be open for New Year or Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Okay. And then the other thing is, do you guys have gift cards all year long or just during
We do.
part of the year? Okay.
We do gift cards all year long, but for the month of December, for every $100, you get an extra $20 bonus points,
Okay,
or $20
fantastic.
bonus gift card. Yeah.
How can everybody find you? Obviously, at Oceans 234 here on the gram, on Facebook, anywhere else?
And our website, www.oceans234.com, you can get our gift cards there. And this year, we're actually selling these really cute gift boxes. And you'll get an Oceans gift card in whatever denomination you want. And then we teamed up with Dugan and Dame, which is a local craft tonic and bitters company.
Yes.
And we put some little treats in this. So it's a really great gift basket to give for the holidays.
I love that. And I have invited Mr. Dugan and Dame
Vaughn. Yeah.
to be on the show, so I have to follow up with him.
Oh, nice.
And I love that because, again, we like our craft cocktails, like we love our wine, like a little tequila. But we love the crafty stuff. And it just makes it so, I don't know, it's just a very cool experience when you can discuss all of the breakdown of what you're doing with that and how it's made. And I love watching the
Yeah.
bartenders. And I think those are some of the pieces, like for us, we're so social that
Right.
literally Allie and I, because Allie still is here at home, we were doing happy hours and doing Facebook Lives just to have some like sense
Yeah.
of like, here we are, we just made this, and she made a charcuterie board, and and chatting with people online just to well, one, to just kind of get through a little bit, but
Sure.
yeah. So, well, I so appreciate you being on the Soboka stories today.
Thank you
This
for
is
having
like
me.
great. And of course, we have family coming in. Kylie's coming into town because she lives in Pittsburgh. And
Oh,
so,
nice.
yeah, so hopefully we will be down your way this weekend. That's kind of my goal. So
Awesome.
there you go.
Love it.
But thanks again. And make sure to follow Oceans everywhere. And let's support our local restaurants and businesses. This is what we should be doing, guys. And it's important. And stay tuned, because every week I'm going to be interviewing another local business owner about what they're doing, how they're getting through, and moving forward into the new year. So thanks, Danielle, so
Awesome.
much for being on here today.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.